This is Eric from Pack Hacker, and today we're taking a look at the Mystery Wrench Coulee 30, which I've been testing for the past 2 weeks. If you find this video helpful, make sure you subscribe so we can continue making content like this to help you travel smarter. Let's dive in. So the main pack material that we're working with here is a 100% recycled nylon. It's a 210D Robic Dobby, or Dobby. I'm never quite sure how to say that word. But main takeaways from this material is that it's pretty lightweight. Like, this bag is not super heavy, especially for its size, but very durable as well. As you can see, I haven't really gotten any nicks or scuffs on this. And I really kind of put this thing through the ringer. Both we went for like a short hike with it, and also I tend to just kind of throw things around to see how they handle it. So it handles the road fine, handles my hardwood floors fine, and really has held up well. And that's all the different kinds of materials that we see from the front to the back side. But we've got YKK zippers throughout this pack. They're really smooth, they don't get in your way. And we have these pretty minimalistic, they're like a paracord like material there on the zipper pulls. They blend in nicely with the pack, so from afar you're not really noticing them, but they are pretty easy to grab onto, open and close. They're pretty big zippers, but it's really not slowed down or anything like that. Maybe that's because the material is so lightweight. As you can see, we have a bunch of hard plastic hard buckles here on the side. These are from Duraflex, and that's the same on the hip belt and the sternum strap as well. Nothing really to report there. They're snappy. They don't come undone when you don't want them to. They just do the job. We have some elastic here on the top, which we'll get into, but these hard plastic adjusters there are from Woojin. And again, no issues to report. Both Duraflex and Woojin, and YKK for that matter, are great brands, and just nothing to report. They work as they're supposed to. But getting into some of the features on this pack, as you can see on this side, I have my water bottle stowed inside of here. And I've just got this compression strap run through there to make sure it doesn't fall out. So this is a 32-ounce Nalgene, and as you can see, that fits in there without an issue. It's really big pocket. So smaller water bottles, you actually might have an issue with it falling out if this backpack does go upside down, because this is such a big pocket. But it's so big that you can stow like a travel tripod or something like that in there as well. And that is also assisted by the help of these compression straps, which have a nice little hook and loop fastener, hook and loop fastener there to make sure the strap isn't all over the place. So really a lot of stuff that you can attach or just put inside of this pocket. And then on the front, we've got that elastic up top, and then these little loops down here, so you can attach like a trekking pole or maybe an ice pick or even a fishing rod if that's what you're into. So I'm moving on to the back panel here. It is adjustable. You can kind of see that we've got those little indicators here on the back. So there's a hook and loop fastener back here that's really tough to get undone. Like, it's not impossible to do, but it's hard to do it, so I'm not going to do it right now. But basically you undo that, and then you can slide this up or down, and then you reattach it to fit your torso length. So, and there's also 2 sizes of this backpack. There's, I believe, small, medium, and large XL or something like that. 2 sizes, smaller and larger. So with the combination of that and being able to adjust this back panel, you can really get into the nitty-gritty of making sure this pack fits you. But the shoulder straps here at the top, we've got these load lifters with lots of leftover strap. There's no strap keeper there, so I've just kind of got it wrapped inside the shoulder straps. But it can kind of get floppy in the wind if it does get loose. These are curved, which fit to my body really well, but maybe won't for you, so I guess it just depends on your body shape. Got this little elastic tab here, which works for a water bladder, which you can stow inside, which we'll get to when we get into the main compartment. And then we've also got this sternum strap here, which is on a rail, but they're like broken up into sections, so that way it's not going to slip all the way down if it does get caught on something. And then it's also removable, I should say, just like the hip belt. Similar to the back panel, there's a hook and loop fastener underneath here. We've also got G-hooks to secure it even more. And then if you are using it, there are 2 small zippered pockets on either side. You can put some snacks in there or other quick use items. So I've got everything on the harness hooked up right now. I didn't take anything off. As you can see, we've got the sternum strap right here, which kind of keeps the shoulder straps close, but not too tight. I really dig that it's not too abrasive, but it is there. This strap does not have a strap keeper, so it is kind of just flailing around. And that's kind of a common theme here on the pack. You can see there's a lot of straps hanging about. So if you are using this in the city, it does look a bit hikey. I like that you can remove the sternum strap and the hip belt, so if you are in the city, you can get rid of those. But I don't think that this hip belt is too in your face. As you can see, it only goes to about my sides here. Depending on your body size, that might be a bit different, but it's not really in your face. In the front, like some of the other ones, they come all the way up here and they look very hikey. So if you are taking this in the airport or in the city, I think it does look pretty sleek, especially, you know, the backside with the black colorway that we've got here. But overall, very happy with the comfort of this thing. It really feels like you're just getting a big hug all the time. So when it comes to secondary compartments, I'm going to start on the front of the pack here. We've got these slide pockets here on the front, and they kind of remind me of the water bottle pockets because they do have this elastic on the side here, so it stretches a little bit, but they are on the front, and they can do a wide variety of things, which I dig. So as you can see here, they're attached to the compression straps on the side. So if you were to put something smaller in here, you could tighten down or cinch down this compression strap, and then you can really hold on to it. But if you want to shove something big in there because of that elastic and because of this compression strap, you can loosen it up. You could shove it in there and then tighten it to whatever's inside of there. So I went on a weekend trip and I actually put an extra pair of shoes in here because I needed a kind of, you know, fancier pair of shoes. Fancy for me is like a pair of Pumas, but they fit inside here nicely. You're not going to really be able to fit boots in here. You might be able to squeak by fitting them in here and maybe attaching them to this elastic up here, but boots are a little big for that. But shoes and stuff like that work really well here. You put a packable jacket, whatever, shove it in there and you're ready to go. So I mentioned these little pockets on the hip belt. They don't really fit a phone very well. If you have maybe one of those folding phones or a smaller phone or like a satellite tracker for while you're hiking, that might fit inside here, but it's good for snacks or other, like a pocket knife or something like that. While you're hiking, you can throw that inside there. The last pocket we've got to talk about is on the lid here. So this zipper runs around the lid. Open this up. Right now I've just got a packable hat inside there, because we've been having crazy weather lately. It's been going from snow to ice to sunshine, so nice to have that. But inside here, you can see it's a pretty big pocket. It takes up pretty much the whole lid, so you really can put a lot of gear in here. It's good for quick access gear, especially because you can't fit your phone in this pocket. You can throw your phone. If you don't want to have your sunglasses on the shoulder strap, you can throw your sunglasses in there, your battery bank, whatever, extra snacks. But something that is interesting is that we do have this mesh material here on the bottom. So it's not just like a liner material, it's the mesh. So if you were to put something wet inside of here, in theory it could, you know, kind of leach its way into the main compartment and vice versa. I didn't have that happen. I'm not often putting wet things in my bag, but just something that I noticed. But I really do dig this lid pocket. One thing to note is that when you are opening and closing the lid, if you have something heavy in there, it'll kind of like just flop like that. Obviously I don't have anything heavy in there, so it didn't flop, but that is just something to be wary of while you are using this pack. But overall, happy with what you can stow on the exterior of this thing. So if you're familiar with Mystery Ranch, you know that they have this 3-zip technology, I guess not technology, design that they use on pretty much all of their packs. And I really dig it, especially for hiking packs. So you've got these 2 zippers up here, and you can just open up this lid and you can access the gear like that. And then you've also got this zipper that runs all the way down the bottom that you just kind of pop open like that. And then you have access to everything, and you can really get into the nitty gritty of packing and grabbing things out. So like I have a packing cube down here right now, and if I were to not have this option, I'd have to like reach down there and upset the whole balance of my packing to get it out. But because of this, I can kind of just sneak in there, pull that out, and then zip this back up, and then maybe shift things down a little bit so they don't go bonkers because of the now space at the bottom. But I really do dig this design. It just makes getting inside really easily, especially if you like using packing cubes and different organizers and stuff like that. You can grab them out without upsetting everything else that's inside. But I've got this packing cube in there. This other one is the same size, and then I'd say this one's large. These ones maybe small or medium size. And I had a lot of room to spare inside here, but as you can see, there isn't much organization inside here. So this is one of the Mystery Ranch Zoid bags that I've been testing as well. And so these, obviously, this does not come with the bag, but they are designed to attach to this bag really easily. So I'm gonna pop it off just so I can show you how it attached there. So we've just got these gatekeeper clips on that come on these Zoid bags, and they have these little tabs here. They almost look like construction workers' vests. They've got like a little reflective tab there, and those gatekeepers just attach on there. And I'm really happy with how this attaches. There's other Zoid bags that attach to larger bags that are longer. If you want to see the full review on that, check that out on our channel. but just really modular. And I like that when this is zipped up, I know it's not attached right now, but I can just open the lid and get to whatever's in here. So if that's my toiletries, like I get off a flight, I'm like, oh, I know my toiletries are right there. I can pop in and grab it, or your battery bank, your charger, whatever you need to get into, it's attached right there at the top, and you can get in there, grab what you need, and go. So I really do dig the modularity of that, especially because, as I said, there isn't a ton of organization inside here. So we've got this liner pocket on the back panel, and that's designed for a water bladder. So you can throw a water bladder in here. We've got this little toggle here so that you can hold it up so it's not just sitting in the bottom. And then right here, we have a pass through. So you can go either left or right with it. And then once it comes out of there, you'll see my thumb there. You can either run it down onto this shoulder strap or run it down onto this shoulder strap and loop it through that elastic, so you've got hydration on the go. If you're not really into water bladders, not really your thing, you could store maybe a small tablet in here, but I will say there's like no padding at all. On the back side, this is like a rigid frame sheet, and then there's just a liner material on this side. You could also just like you can put like your passport in here or something like that, but again, not a ton of organization. If you have a flat tech pouch, you could slide that inside here, or even if it's not so flat, like right now I've got some tech inside here and I can shove this in here so I know where that is. It's kind of safe, but apart from that, we haven't got any organization. So packing cubes and different organizers really save the day here if you like to keep things organized. A lot of times when I'm going on like a weekend trip, if it's last minute, I'm just throwing stuff inside here. And the tri-zip is helpful for that too, because I can just see where I have put all of my garbage into this bag and grab things out as I please. But this bag is great for hiking, but I'm not so sure about overall as a travel bag, just because it really doesn't have that organization. There's no dedicated place for a laptop, but if you like to go hiking while you're on a trip, maybe this is a great pack for you because you can take the stuff out you don't need, go for a hike. But if you'd like to travel with a laptop, you're gonna need a separate laptop bag to go inside here, or maybe as a personal item. But overall, very happy with how this pack has performed. It just might not be for everybody. So there you have it, the Mystery Ranch Coulee 30. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.